Hello. So I want to do a really quick video on basically just give you tips for getting through your anxiety or getting to a place where you can actually overcome it. So this is what I'm doing right now. I wanted to start trying to make videos like this so that it'll be easier and better for people to actually come to my videos and get help, tips, advice, instead of just knowing that you're not alone, which is a great thing. I understand, but I have so many videos that tell you that. So I decided to start doing this. So cut to the chase. Here we go. So this is what I'm doing. So I'm going to give you a list of tips. This is just from my personal experience and what I have done and the things that have worked for me. Everybody's different. So, I mean, take what you can from this, use what you can. If it doesn't work for you, then it just might not work for you. Not every single thing, but you can at least take a few of these tips that I'm telling you that will actually help you. So here we go. So number one, and this is in no particular order of any kind, it's just whatever comes to mind first. That's what I'm doing. So here we go. Okay, so number one, definitely, especially if you're in the midst of horrible anxiety at the moment, because I know we have our levels. There's been times where when I had mine for years and mine never let me have a break. I never had a break from my anxiety. It was 24/7. And at that time, this tip was crucial. So number one, stay away from caffeine. Anything with caffeine. That means coffee, that means tea, that means chocolate. If you have too much, chocolate doesn't have as much caffeine, I don't think. And green tea, oh my gosh, please don't. Do not. Just make sure that if you do have green tea or jasmine tea, because I used to love jasmine tea so much, I still do, but make sure it's decaffeinated, because that stuff, dude, I went into one of the worst panic attacks ever when I had guzzled down a bunch of green tea. So because it was so good. It was a coconut green tea and it was delicious, but the caffeine content was horrible. It was not what I should have been consuming. So basically, stay away from caffeine. Stay away from sugar. Try to stay away from bread and dairy. I know you're like, whoa, what am I supposed to eat? Believe me, there's a lot of stuff you can eat. There is. So, but if you can stay away from those things right there, your anxiety will feel so much better. And that's number one. Number two, when you're in the midst of anxiety, when you're in the midst of having an attack, or you're in the midst of or you can feel one coming on or whatever, I used to keep bags of, I used to have the boxes of almonds and they have the little 100-calorie packs in it, because I used to throw a few of those packs in my purse with me, or my bag, whatever I had with me. And whenever I started feeling anxiety, I would snack on those almonds. So almonds, there's an amino acid that's in them that actually calms you. So raw almonds are a good one to have around, because they're going to help you. Another good one to consume is cashews. Cashews are really good to have too, because cashews, when you consume a handful of cashews, it's kind of it gives you the same effects as having a Prozac, So dealing with depression, if you're dealing with depression or any kind of of course, the anxiety, it's going to help you. So if you snack on that kind of stuff, it's going to help you tremendously. Another thing, okay, really crucial, really important. Also, when it comes to having anxiety and you dealing with it, you need to make sure that your environment is non-toxic as possible. So if you happen to be around people who are toxic, or you are around a person or live with a person who happens to be a trigger for you, or happens to bring that negativity around you, or throw it at you, like a lot of them do, you need to try your best to get away from it. And I know some people have that situation where they're stuck where they're at. If you are stuck, just stay away from those people. Stay away from them. If you need to lock yourself up in the room, if you need to stay away from the house for extreme amounts of time, do that. Just do whatever it takes to get you away from that toxic person or that toxic environment. If you have the means or the ability to be able to actually move away and get away from them and get away from that environment, then please do so. Your anxiety you will benefit 100%. I know, I'm living proof. So, and it doesn't matter like if you're afraid or anything like that. Just, I'm telling you right now, like this, it'll benefit you in so many ways. So that's very important, because like, get rid of that toxic person, the toxic environment that you're in. Toxic situations even are like bad. You can feel it. You can feel when somebody or something is toxic for you. You'll feel it. It's like chaos inside of you in a way. So like, I mean, so just, yeah, do that. So, another tip I'm going to go ahead and give you, is to face your fears. Whenever you have something, I mean, start with the small things, because I know when you're in the midst of anxiety, you have really bad anxiety, you're not going to want to like go out and do like the biggest thing you're afraid of. Like I know that's not going to happen. Like I've been through this too. So, you need to start with the little things. So like little things that might scare you a little bit. Like you're usually you stay away from a certain place, for instance, or usually you stay away from, doing certain things because it always like kind of triggers you to have a little bit of anxiety. Do those things. If you like, for instance, me going to the store by myself, me driving by myself, me I had a few, you'll understand because y'all have anxiety, but me eating popcorn used to be a thing. Like I didn't eat popcorn for years because I associated eating popcorn to having a panic attack, because one of my very first panic attacks I ever had, the worst one, it wasn't the worst, but it was my very first panic attack. I had it 15 minutes after consuming popcorn. So from that day on, for years, I swore that popcorn, like I knew popcorn didn't cause my panic attack, but it's like my brain kind of like connected the two. So I was afraid of eating popcorn. Just like when I was little, I was afraid to eat any kind of tortilla chips because I was eating, or like any kind of like tostada or whatever, like a tostada shell, because like whenever I remember eating one time when I was in school, and I choked on it because it got stuck, it got lodged in my throat, and it like cut me. So I didn't eat tortilla chips or tostadas for years until later when I started like kind of like I took a little bite and I was like making sure I chewed it really well, But basically what I'm saying is you just need to face your fears. Face your fears every time, and make sure that you don't run away from anything. Or if something scares you, like for instance, some people, I know we have health anxiety, but some people don't like going to the doctor. And so they like stay away from that. Well, you can start by going with your mom or whoever. Go with somebody to the doctor. Just sit there. Don't be a patient. Just be there. Start doing little things. Go to the store by yourself. When you usually run into Walmart and run out, try staying in there just a little bit longer. And whenever you start having the negative thoughts and the negative feelings coming at you, just start turning them into positive thoughts. Go into reality. Be like, okay, well, nothing's happened to me so far. Or what am I really afraid of? Like when you start doing that kind of thing, it starts to change the wires in your brain in a way. So no, it does. No, in a way, it really and truly does. So you start doing this, and slowly you'll start changing. Slowly you'll start being able to get to where you want to be. Now, in all honesty, you can actually what do you call it? You can actually change all this really quickly, but it's all in the power of your mind. It's all in how fast you can figure out what's going on with you. That's why I told you, there's one of my old videos that I made a long time ago about triggers. It's really important for you to figure out what your triggers are, and for you to actually sit down and figure out what your triggers are and why you have them. That way you can kind of dissect yourself and realize okay, well, so things can stop being triggers for you. So that's really, really important as well. And on top of all that, sorry, my foot's going numb. Okay, so Okay, so then I'm trying to think. I mean, I know there's other things, but of course, for instance, though, like if you usually run out of like a job, whenever you first have like anxiety or like have a panic attack at a job, and then you decide, well, I'm gonna quit. Don't. At least, at least last like an extra week. At least, get yourself past that, because your body, you're used to running away from everything. So you need to like not do that. And of course, don't stay in bad or negative situations. Don't stay in bad or negative environments. I've already explained that to you, and I explained why. But if you have any questions, if any of you ever have any questions, please leave me a comment. I do get the comments. Sometimes it takes me a while because I have a lot that I on my plate, and a lot of people trying to talk to me, not just through the comments. So I have through Facebook. I have my Facebook group. I have I get Instagram. I have Snapchat. I have like all these things. So like just and then there's a few of you actually have my personal phone number, so I get text messages too. So and emails. So just remember that, and I will get around to getting to you, and especially because my life's been so busy and hectic right now. But if you have any questions, you have anything you want me to talk about, there's other things that help with anxiety, and I'm gonna go ahead and do another video dealing with that. But because this video is getting really long and I'm trying not to make long videos anymore, I'm going to go ahead and stop this now. But those are a few tips that I hope you can take with you, and I hope they help you in some way. And I know they'll help somebody. So, and of course, remember the breathing. I told you don't specify a number. I told you that in one of my other videos, because that usually messes you up. That used to mess me up. So if you just breathe in slowly through your nose and out slowly through your mouth, and just do that at whatever number it needs to be at the time for you, whatever's comfortable for you, you do that, and just do it. Even if it's just for a minute, just do it, and then you'll feel so much better. Your anxiety will start to go away, and you'll feel better. So, but like I said, reach out to me if you want to. Of course, I have this new job. I have a bunch of stuff going on, but I'm still going to try my best to make my time that I need for you guys. Yeah, and I'm going to keep on making these videos, and I hope everybody's doing wonderful. Remember, you're not alone. And yeah, love you guys. Bye.